In this video, we are going to figure out the sine of 45 degrees, the cosine of 45 degrees, and the tangent of 45 degrees. So how do we do that? Now remember, trig values tend to be associated with right triangles. And in this case, we could think of using right triangles that contain 45 degrees in it. And so we could be thinking about the 45, 45, 90 triangle. So in order to figure out these three values, we're going to use the 45, 45, 90 triangle. So let's go ahead and draw that out. So we have 45 degrees right here and 45 degrees right here. Now we know that in a 45, 45, 90 triangle that the relationship between the side lengths is just x, x, and x radical 2. And we are basically going to use these side lengths to figure out each of these values. So we're going to just focus on this angle right here. Now if we're going to find the sine of 45 degrees, we know sine is just opposite over hypotenuse, so we get x over x radical 2. So x and x cancel out, and you're left with just a 1 in the numerator. So we have 1 over radical 2. To rationalize that, we just do multiply by radical 2 over radical 2, and that leaves us with just radical 2 over 2. So this is the sine of 45 degrees, right? Radical 2 over 2. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the cosine of 45 degrees. So remember, we're using this angle. So cosine is just adjacent over hypotenuse. So we have x over x radical 2. Now that's the same thing that we had for sine of 45 degrees, right? We originally had x over x radical 2. So as a result, we're going to result in the same thing that we got for sine of 45 degrees. So we will get radical 2 over 2. So as you can see, the sine of 45 degrees is radical 2 over 2, and the cosine of 45 degrees is radical 2 over 2. Alright, lastly, we just have to figure out the tangent of 45 degrees. Now remember, tangent of 45 degrees, alright, we're looking at opposite over adjacent. So opposite over adjacent is just x over x. So we're just doing x over x, and so the tangent of 45 degrees is simply equal to 1. So as you can see, these are the values of sine of 45 degrees, cosine of 45 degrees, and tangent of 45 degrees.